Price was born just outside Manchester in England in 1950 or 1852 or 3, I guess, if he was 57 on this trip. He was a blacksmith by trade, and like a lot of young men of his generation, he headed off to the Americas to kind of seek his fortune and kind of made his way across the States trying to find his place. And he was somewhere around Spokane when he heard about a gold strike on Cherry Creek, which is just east of what's now Vernon. And he thought, well, there's an opportunity, so he headed north, scratched out a piece of land for himself and set up a little blacksmithing shop and got his start serving all the men who were heading out to Cherryville for the gold fields there. That gold rush didn't last long. It was a very small field. So he very quickly found that he had to diversify, and in time got to where he either owned or managed enough pieces of farmland that he could leave what's now Main Street in Vernon and ride all the way to Kelowna without leaving properties that he either owned or managed. That also gave him a fairly prominent position in the community, which led him into politics in Victoria. Somewhere along the line, a young woman named Sophie Christine Johnson came out from Peoria, Illinois, to visit an uncle who also had a farm in the area. And she met Price while she was there, and sparks flew, I guess, and she sent a letter home saying she wasn't coming back, that she was going to settle down with this fellow in what was called Forge Valley at the time after his blacksmith shop. So that started the family. The firstborn was actually my grandmother, Ellen, who was the first European baby born in North Okanagan. They were there that early. So the kind of travel that we're doing now, I keep thinking about, holy cow, these guys were nuts. This is amazing. But even for members of cabinet at that time, this was daily life in a lot of their cases. If you lived in a remote riding, you were doing this all the time just to visit the people in your riding. And the McBride government at the time was already under fire on a number of other fronts. I think it's one of those cases where the government had been in place so long that inevitably your luck runs out and you start to become a lightning rod no matter what. And